The last year, 5 on Your Side has traveled across the country learning what other cities are doing to overcome obstacles. We have taken you to Detroit, Indianapolis, New Orleans, and Kansas City.
In our final stop, we head to Baltimore, a city that's seen its population shrink over the years, leading to a rise in abandoned property. In tonight's Searching for Solutions, our Brent Solomon shows us how investors and city partners are now working to rebuild Baltimore.
It has a great history, a modest history, but I think modesty is one of the city's charms.
At the heart of what's known as Charm City, there's a certain staple that charms the palates of just about everyone.
Literally, Baltimore people put it on everything.
Old Bay seasoning. A German immigrant created it to accompany steamed crab, a delicacy from the region's Chesapeake Bay. You're looking at the Inner Harbor, an area developers have molded over the years for tourists, shoppers, and seafood lovers. Researchers with the Urban Land Institute once calling it the model for post-industrial waterfront redevelopment in the world.
In its heyday, this promenade out here would be packed with people walking. I mean, it would just be crazy busy.
But when Robin Arasso looks out of her shop these days, she's noticed something.
Like in the last 8 years, it's kind of died down.
It's why she's excited about a new plan to transform the landscape, tearing down old pavilions, creating new commercial and residential space, even building an amphitheater.
There's going to be new buildings. These buildings are 40 years old, so we're looking for some change to make things better.
The goal is to spark revitalization and in turn bring back the foot traffic. A group of stakeholders, including downtown businesses and community groups, now working with developers and city leaders about the best way to bring the plans to life. As discussions about development along the waterfront move forward, there's another group of stakeholders in the inner city saying, don't forget about us.
Businesses can't thrive in the city either if the neighborhoods are collapsed, there's increased crime, people are afraid to come into the city.
If you drive 2 miles east of the waterfront, you'll get to southwest Baltimore. Folks here call it Sewebo.
As the population declined, we had more houses than we had people live in them.
Baltimore is now home to some 70,000 abandoned properties. Instead of accepting it as status quo, pastors, politicians, and everyday people now coming together to erase a pattern of disinvestment.
I see a lot of work ahead, but I see a lot of possibility.
Pastor Andrew Connors works with a group called Build, a nonprofit that's rehabbed homes block by block for 2 decades. Here's a look at one community brought back to life. It caught the attention of Baltimore's mayor, who now wants to use Build's model as a plan to tackle the problem citywide, pledging $300 million in city funding to get things started.
You know, I was hearing from a young person the other day who grew up in a neighborhood with lots of vacants. And he said, you know, when I walk down the street, I would think to myself as a young person, if my neighborhood's not worth investing in, who am I to think that I'm worth investing in?
By getting people back into homes,
you'd be looking at $7.5 billion generated in new tax revenue.
It's a demonstration of Baltimore working to cement that charm that it's boasted since its inception, putting money where it matters to change its own narrative.
It has so much promise still. You know, we know it can be what it used to be.
Next week, we'll explore how law enforcement agencies are partnering across the Baltimore region to tackle the problem of auto thefts, and whether the concept of a city-county merger is gaining any traction. It's a conversation we've seen here. That part of Searching for Solutions next Thursday at 10.